We have Dave Spikey and Tony Green from Bullseye. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Thanks, Rapid, and thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Well,
sex symbols for women who don't care, Tony.
Who are the people who are watching your show then? I mean, are these people who are easily pleased? Or?
I don't know. You know, the problem is I can't see out. It's very, very blurry. I try and have a look, but I can't see who these people are.
I just look at the colour of the air. If it's purple, they're all right for me.
I thought the air was normally blue when Dave's in the studio.
Do you know the thing is about Bullseye? No, it has got that, seriously, that amazing appeal. I walk into the studio every day, we're doing 30 shows, as you might know, and you look at the audience and it's everything from students, young students, up to grannies and granddads, and they love it. We've got a warm-up man who's superb, but you don't need it. The audience are loving the show before you walk on. They're loving being in the Bullseye studio. It's an amazing feeling walking onto set, isn't it, Tom?
Well, it's the family thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the kids that's coming up now are sitting on Nanny and Granddad's knee watching it, and Mum and Dad's, you know. So it's a new era.
And I have to admit, I was one of those. It was like religion. You had to watch it on a Sunday. And kind of, you're like my grandfather in a way. It's like meeting an old relative. I feel like I'm doing my...
He could be. Where were your mother?
No, I know his granddad. It's Ernie.
You see, he's got a good memory as well.
All right.
There's something about darts, isn't there, that's traditional, and it's northern as well, that just takes you back to your childhood. It does for me.
I know what you're saying, but I mean, you know, if you look at the darts pros that we had on, I mean, 75% of them are from, well, the southern counties, I would have thought. It must be as big down here as... I know what you're saying, it is associated with the back room of the pub, coal fire, pint of bitter, and playing the darts. And I have to say, I've noticed over the last few months, certainly, it has got more and more. You know, the dartboard's getting fuller and fuller. It's a phenomenon. It seems to have gone around in a cycle. All the youngins are playing it again now.
Yeah, it's like the 80s all over, really. You know, I mean, it is coming back.
Definitely, yeah. Without, you know, before I got involved in Bullseye, I was noticing in the pub, people are playing more and more.
The funny thing about you, Tony, probably a lot of people think you've gone away and then you've now come back for this, but in fact you've been doing it all along, really, haven't you?
Yeah, it's 30 years this year of the World Darts Championship at Lakeside, and when you look back, I think, oh dear, where's it all gone? But yeah, I've been there. I do lots of work as far as
Finish
commentary.
open. Finish open, this lad.
Yeah. Just on the finish open.
Yes.
Tell them where from, Dave.
I don't remember, was it High Wycombe, something like that?
Not far away. No, it's true. The wife said to me, she says, "Oh, that big, can I come here for the weekend?" I said, "Yeah, if you fancy sitting in a cubicle in Langley."
Or Langley, right?
The last time I saw you, Dave, was at the Comedy Store. We had you on for your DVD, which did ever so well at Christmas, and it was genuinely funny, and not all of them were.
All right.
And then you went and did this show where you just blew people away. And the one thing I was talking to Tony about earlier is the fact that it's modern, it's contemporary, but it's not shocking, it's not Roy Chubby Brown, it's not Bernard Manning racist.
No.
You've managed to kind of combine the two, haven't you?
Yeah, and you know, you just do what you think's funny, really, so you don't sit there and analyse it too much. I've just felt lucky that whatever I do, again, seems to appeal to that wide range of audience. When I do the gigs, when I do the big theatres and that, the students on the front row, and there's grannies and granddads on the front row as well. And no, I'm not blue. I mean, I like to emphasise certain phrases and stuff like that, and my topics are general. I mean, and some people say, oh, it's not very demanding. What's all that about, demanding? I mean, I do appreciate, you know, comedians who include social comment and political comment in there, but that's not me. I just have to say, dog's funny. Because they are. I think you'll find that,
Yeah, but I think the good thing, Dave, is that you can adapt. It doesn't matter what the audience is.
Well, I've always said that a good comedian is one who, given any particular audience, can entertain that audience. So if it's late night show at the Comedy Store, or whether it's Blackpool North Pier, people say, oh, he's a bit mainstream, he's a bit this. No, I'm just a comedian. That's basically it. And I get that audience. That's how I work. Whatever, you know.
All right, we're going to take a piece of music and then we'll be back talking to Tony Green and Dave Spikey. They're the new stars of Bullseye, which is on Challenge TV, and it's doing ever so well, isn't it, ratings-wise?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
In one.
Yes.
In one, he got
it's number one.
Just do some Bullies Prize. Can we do some Bullies Prize board for you? Because I'll tell you why. Because when I was growing up, I must have watched every single episode of Bullseye. Sunday tea time, it was either that or what was the other guy? Jess, yeah, it's on other. Jess, no. Songs on Sunday, was it? Something like that.
Yeah, Jess.
But no, you sat down and as a family, you enjoyed it. And all of a sudden, I'm there, not only just hosting it, I mean in the studio, but every day when we do 3 shows, me and Tony have to go behind the scenes and record Bullies Prize board in those rhyming couplets. And we try to jolly them up a bit, haven't we? We try to jive them up a bit. So I'll just give you a couple. Take you back there, go on.
One.
Make finding lost treasure an absolute pleasure with this Viking metal detector.
And two.
If you're going to stew it, you'll need this cruet. It's a salt and pepper set.
And 3.
Put cracks in your slacks with his Corby trouser press. It's just, and how's that? I mean, there's one or two you can't use. What's the other one?
It's a family show.
If browning your meat is your kind of treat, it's a Breville toast and grill. What's wrong with that?
You're talking about George Michael again, aren't you? Even cool people are wanting to talk to you, Dave.
yeah, it's quite stunning, really. Yeah. But no, it's nice, and I mean, you know, I've grown through that walking down the street and getting Jerry the Berry, and people diving in doorways when they realise what they've said, and me turning around to empty streets in Charlie going, who with that? And now I walked past somebody on Charlie Market the other day, and they went in one. So it's lovely that people are sort of picking up on it.
You know the biggest one, and I'm going to tell you this now, is that Dave, when he comes out, he said, all for the throw of a dart. He's the only one that can't say darts.
I'm the host of Bullseye, I can't say darts.
Yeah. We've got 3 darts. 3 darts, and that'll be the biggest saying from this series ever. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. I quite like the one at the end that just cropped up, didn't it? Because we didn't set out to do catchphrases, because you can't. If you sit down and write a catchphrase, it sounds a bit naff. But stuff happens, doesn't it? And a guy very early on in show 2 or 3 said, well, they threw and they missed for Bully Star Prize, and he said, well, we risked it, and I said, but you missed it, and I went, hang on a minute, the birth of a catchphrase there. So I do that at the end of it. Well, you risked it, but you missed it. Just in my own way. I said early on again, I just said, well, you've had a good day out, but you're going home without. Keep it in. The ones that are lit, the ones you can hit.
Oh, thank God for that. I thought that was going to be lucky.
Well, we did get that as well. I mean, presumably we'll edit this tape.
That's the other one as well, isn't it? What? Light up the board.
Was that yours?
Yeah.
Light up the board. Don't rhyme though.
No, it doesn't.
Never mind.
If you don't mind me saying, you have such great chemistry together. I mean, there could be something almost romantic between the two of you. Well, you look with such admiration at each other.
Well, as I say, I watched it all growing up, and Tony, obviously, legend in the darts world. But the thing is that there's a backstory to it that Tony actually suggested me, possibly amongst others, for the show, which I'm eternally grateful for, because just to turn up on that day and get a vote of that sort of vote of confidence from Tony, who's been on it all that time. But also, the first time we met, it sounds a bit cliche, but we just hit it off straight away.
Family values,
working class, you know, and just, I don't know, we just hit it off within half an hour of the dry run, didn't we, really?
Well, what it was, I was watching the Royal Command performance, and Dave came up one end of the stage, walked straight across. I thought, well, he's going to introduce an act, but he didn't. Disappeared. But I picked up the dialect. I thought, yeah, good Yorkshire lad, but I knew it was Bolton. And then the next start, I seen him on Parky, and I thought, brilliant. Oh, what a replacement for Jim, if they are going to replace him. And there he is. We're working together. I'll tell you what, we've
had a great time, haven't we? We've honestly had the best time.
It's got to go on forever for me.
Oh, hey up.
Oh,
there you ring.
There's a promise. I went to see this being recorded because I'm from Nottingham. It was recorded at Central Studios.
Oh, did you?
About 500 years ago when Jim was there. And the one thing that struck me about this show was how crude Jim was. I mean, you're really Mr. Nice compared to Jim. He would be absolutely obscene to the audience.
And I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, yes.
I spend a lot of time with the contestants at the top of the show. I just have this theory that they come into a television studio and they really are overawed by the whole scene, the cameras, the audience. They've got to play darts, got to answer questions. So I spend about 15 minutes? It gets edited down to 1 or 2, but I just think it's important, and you can get some wonderful laughs out of them. Some of the things they say, and then they suddenly look at the camera and go, "Can we cut that out? I didn't mean to say that." You know, it's really embarrassing. But we have a big laugh at the top of the show with them. And well, me and Tony come out. We do a corny joke. I'm telling you now, it's a corny joke. I don't want people taking us seriously, and we do that just to show we're going to have a laugh. If you want money, if you want prizes, you're on the wrong show. If you're here for bendy bullies and tankards, welcome. Come in, sit down, put your feet up. Because well, these days you've got a deal or no deal on the other, a millionaire, and they're going like, for £150,000. So you flick over, Bullseye, and you're going, for £30, can you spell weird?
I love that question because there was a comic opportunity there. You said, describe something odd, peculiar, very weird.
Bizarre.
I thought the answer was Michael Jackson.
It's spelling, you see.
Yeah. But the thing was, I don't know if you noticed when Bully, he came in, I think it should have had a Y on the end.
Because I went right off the end. I missed the
I think it'd have been weird. think I said weirdy.
All right, let's take another piece of music and we'll be back with our remaining moments with the stars of Bullseye, which is on Challenge at 10 p.m. Hang on a minute, 10 p.m. I'm on air at 10 p.m. Never mind promoting your show.
Excuse me, the repeat's on at 8:30.
Oh, well, watch that. Dean's audience don't matter.
Challenge as well.
You've really made this your own as well, and it's hard when you're taking over from a legend, because Jim Bowen, for all his good and bad reasons, just became an institution.
Absolutely.
Were you nervous?
Very nervous. That's the only one thing that really made me have second thoughts, really, is how do you fill those shoes of Mr. Bullseye, who we all associate with. And I sort of not turned it down, but I sort of ummed and ahed for a couple of weeks, and then I just realised that they kept asking me, and I just realised that somebody's going to do it, so it might as well be me. And my bottom line was, I don't even want to try to be Jim. I don't want to try and do Super Smash. I don't want to do Bus Fur Home. I don't want to. If I'm doing it and you want me to do it, I'm just going to do it as I want to do it. And they were great. Challenge had been fantastic. Just anything I want. Any involvement in the writing, any involvement in the prize rights, anything. And so I've had, honestly, the best time I think I've ever had in a television studio. It's been brilliant.
When you say anything you want, does this include sexual favours?
No, nothing like that. No.
Well, I'm not available.
No, he's not. No, but we're not demanding sort of chaps. But no, just if I said I don't like that, go. Well, you can stand there and I want to face the audience. All right, we'll change the cameras. We'll do all the stuff right at the beginning, and nothing was too much trouble for him. Made me feel at home, and it was just. And I brought my own warm-up man, who I tour with, Steve Royal, who you think is Steve, and so it's just been a great party, really. The
interesting thing about this show is the audience and just using real people, and I think the guy that started that was Paul O'Grady, who's done wonders for TV, because what this man has done has brought back real TV opposed to reality TV. It gives me faith that we're actually going to get some decent telly back.
Yeah, I mean, I always instinctively judge stuff when it comes up, and I said no a few times, and then they said, well, it's Bullseye, and everybody who asked, without any exception, my mates, my family, people whose opinion I trust, I went up and went, been offered Bullseye, and they all went, yeah, what are you hesitating for? You've got to do Bullseye. And again, like you say, it's real people, because they're not going to win a fantastic prize. Well, they might win quite a fantastic prize.
Yeah, of course they can.
But the money's not there, and the people who come on almost universally again say, we've come on, we want to be on Bullseye. Want to be part of this all, get me Bendy Bully, get me Tankard, get me Debts, and come home and go, look at that, I've been on Bullseye. And it is like a badge of honour. It's massive.
It's youth as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of young contestants.
And a lot of families, father and sons, father and daughters, and all that. It's been brilliant.
I can't imagine there's any bigger brag than going in a pub with a Bendy Bully.
With your Bendy Bully.
It's got to be the biggest of all,
Absolutely,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The good thing is you can kick it anywhere you want and everything, can't you, with it being bendy? Yeah. Bounce off the wall and catch it again before you go out.
Well, no, you can't beat a bit of bully.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not allowed, Tony.
I knew there was something coming. There's always got an answer.
I believe next up you're going to Radio 1, boys.
Yeah.
Speak very slowly for them. That's all I'm advising, because don't use long words. Don't try and be funny, Dave, because they won't get it. Just go in there and just do a basic, boring interview. Okay. It'll be perfectly fine for them. Guys, thank you for coming in today. And I wish you all the best with it. I believe it's on at 8:30 on Challenge. Never mind 10 o'clock. There's only one place you'll be at 10 o'clock, and it's on Challenge TV on Sky. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.